Welcome to our live production of The Psychiatrist, a play written and directed by Ciaran Bell, starring Keelan Hilly, Sorcha Malone, Oren Omuraku, Sophie Watson, Leo David, and Anthea Inchiko. Dr. Mike Johnson decides to set up a group therapy session on Zoom. Every participant has their own struggles, be they family, drama, or anxiety caused by the pandemic. There is, however, one burning question. Are they really who they say they are? Tonight's show will run for approximately an hour and a half. There'll be a brief intermission and our cast will be performing live. There are some scenes in which viewers may find disturbing content. Please pay attention to the content warnings on the screen now. We would like to invite you to donate to MS Ireland using the link below. Every kindness helps in the fight against multiple sclerosis. Finally, I'd like to thank you on behalf of MU Drama for watching tonight. We hope you'll enjoy the show.
Hello to you all and welcome to this little session. So this is purely an idea that I created to help you remember that you're not alone during these times. It's purely like a one-on-one session that we'd usually do. The only difference is that it's online and it'll take place in small groups so that we can all connect with each other. So I think that we should introduce ourselves with our name, age, and occupation. I'm Mike Johnson. I'm 45 years old, and I'm a psychiatrist. And who will go next?
Thank you very much, Mike, for that lovely opening introduction. So, hi all, my name's Martha. I'm 40 years old. I'm a secretary in County Derry. James, you're late.
I'm so sorry, my dear. I no excuses. I was just planning dinner date with the lady behind reception.
Really?
Well, come on, my dear. I'm only joking.
I know you are, but I would like us to make a good first impression. Sorry, all. So, where was I? Oh, yes. My name's Martha. I'm 40 years old, and I'm a secretary in County Derry. Obviously, with the whole situation, I haven't been able to go to the job for a bit, but I'm blessed with such an important role, so it has to be done no matter where I'm at.
I'm proud of you, my dear. I must say, even if you are in a job where you email forms to your boss all day.
Darling, I know you're only having a laugh, but please let me have my moments.
Well, sorry, dear.
Okay, and what about you, Rachel? Why don't you give us a brief introduction about who you are?
Thank you, Mike. Well, I'm Rachel. I'm 38 years old. I work as a hairdresser usually, but our business has had to close for the past while due to the current situation. So,
No, that is terrible. How are you coping?
oh, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Delighted. Good. That's good.
Yes, that is good. And whereabouts are you, James?
Me. I'm in Bristol. Look, I went away for a week when the pandemic hit, and then we decided it would, probably be a better idea for me to stay where I am. So, no, I'm in a motel.
Oh, but you could have just traveled back home and then self-isolated, right?
You're right, but I think the chances of me getting that virus were, unspeakably high. So I don't really want to know what that feels like. Plus, who would want to give it to my Martha?
Oh, that is so sweet.
Well, thank you, dearly.
I hope everyone's been keeping safe. These are indeed tricky and dangerous times that we're in.
Well, yeah, that is true. But at times like this, not to be too mawkish, but I think it's important that we have people to talk to. Whether you're related to the person or I don't like talking to an expert here like Mike, or talking to a complete stranger, like look, there's always someone to talk to.
Well, I think James has just said exactly what I have to say in this job. So thank you for that, James.
You know, I feel like I'm beginning to trust you all, despite only meeting you guys a few minutes ago.
The same, my dear.
Oh, well, it looks like it won't be just us. Welcome, Charlie.
Sorry I'm late. I got held up, I hope that's okay.
No, fine. Don't worry.
Better late than never.
Indeed. So, Charlie, if you'd like to go ahead and tell us how you're doing and what you've been up to, then please do.
Okay, I'll start. My name's Charlie. I'm 30 years old, and I'm an accountant working home because of COVID. But I'm getting through it no problem. I hope everyone else getting through it okay. I mean, I really like the idea of this. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I haven't spoken to many people in a while, and it feels weird speaking to people, especially on a screen. It must be funny for you guys as well. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm ranting on. Please forgive me. As I said, my name's Charlie. I'm 30 years old, and I'm an accountant working from home due to lockdown.
Thank you for that, Charlie. And don't worry, there's no need to feel nervous here.
Thanks.
And then lined up in the motorway, of course, they're having a conversation, fairly pedantically. Like there's not a lot of communication that should be needed in a situation like this. But then she drives away in his car with him still standing on the running board, trying to explain to her that it's his car. Okay. Look, that's just one scene, but it's a terrific comedy. It hasn't been done.
I think I'll give it a watch, James, if I can.
No, you should. Absolutely. To my gratitude.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you very much for allowing us to do this again, Mike. I know this thing was probably supposed to be just once, but I just didn't think once was enough,
Oh, don't worry. We can have as many of these calls as you want. And if you want to join more calls with different people, then you can, but you can be on a call with the exact same people as often as you want. So, as I said, don't worry.
Yes, I really must admit, I'm really enjoying these calls. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if I actually would at first.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm glad we were able to do this again, though.
It's a shame Charlie couldn't make.
Oh, Charlie spoke to me privately and he passes his apologies to you all. Unfortunately, he couldn't attend this evening, but he did say he'll be at the next session more than likely. That is, if we do this again, of course.
From what we've been saying, I think we can safely assume we will be doing this again.
Well, I'd be more than happy to do this again.
So would I. Oh, I never asked any of you. Do any of you have any family members that you live close to? Like parents, siblings, or uncles, aunts, cousins? I just wanted to ask because I think it's nice to have people you're close to living close by.
You have anyone close by?
Yeah, my parents are close by. Just about 10 kilometers away. My sister lives in another area though, so it's up to me to check in on them now and again. So,
you know what? I'm the exact same way. My parents just live down the road, but my brother lives a bit further out.
Hands up! I feel left out, and look, to no end. My parents are in Ireland, so I've only heard from them over the phone. But plus, I had a brother who died when I was younger, so there's no siblings to depend on.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that.
No, I'm being grim. Don't worry, I'm over it now. I was years ago.
Well, if you ever want to talk about that, then you can.
Thank you, Mike. Let's try to keep it more positive.
Okay, well, what about cousins or aunts and uncles?
Well, I have aunts, uncles, and cousins, but who cares about any of them?
James.
Look, okay, I'm only joking. I love all of my family, but I think we can imagine that I can't make time for them all. Look, it's hard enough trying to find time to read my mother, my father, never mind them a lot.
Well, I'm speaking to your cousins and they would like to talk to you.
Well, then send them my number and they can contact me themselves. Solution.
I don't know why you're being so hard on them. Like, they're always asking for you, making sure you're okay.
Well, as I already said, Marfa, I'm kidding. I love all of my relatives, but I think everyone else here can agree that as much as you love all your relatives, you can't.
Well, if I can make time for them, then so can you.
Oh, James, I agree with you. I mean, we want to be nice, but individually just takes up important time.
Oh, well, I must say it's nice for someone to agree with me as much as you do, my dear. I am afraid my wife doesn't agree with my opinions as much as you do, I would hope.
Well, I must admit you're making some sort of sense. But I do think you should have more respect for the people that you do have, even if you don't see them as often as you may see others.
I do agree with you, my dear. I'm just stating another way that we could look at it.
Come on, people. Let's not start a fight over something as stupid as this.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, Mike. But it would be really nice for my husband here to even acknowledge him on this call, especially since we haven't seen each other in person. But, you know, he seems to have more of a conversation with her these last couple of calls.
Okay, he's only being friendly. I don't think he means any harm.
Exactly. Marfa, come down now. You were making a mountain out of a molehill.
Well, when a random woman begins defending my husband to my face, I think I have the right to overreact. He's relying on her to defend him, and sure, he barely even answered the phone and even asked me here how I'm doing.
Again, people, this is not something worth fighting over at this time.
And why should we listen to some psychiatrist who clearly does not have a life outside of his job? So he uses his career to listen to people's problems in group calls and sure, maybe even gossip about them behind the backs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is not what this is about.
But then I don't want to know what this is about.
Now come on, Marfa, don't be like this.
Vile.
Okay. Didn't think that would happen. Hello.
Hello, James. Thank you for agreeing to speak to me privately.
It's not a problem, Rachel. After some of the conversations in the psychiatrist group, it's nice to be able to communicate one-on-one with someone for once, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I still intend to appear at the Zoom calls despite what happened earlier, but out of everyone there, you just grabbed my attention the most.
With respect, Rachel, you could only choose between Marfa and I, and Marfa practically accused you of flirting with me.
Well, she was definitely accusing you of the same thing.
That is not the case at all. Look, I was just being nice.
Well, I must admit, your wife is very clever. Because, I mean, if we had met in person, she would have been right. Our close friendship would easily lead to more.
Well, let's be grateful that it won't lead to more.
Is that really how you feel?
But firstly, Rachel, it will not happen due to restrictions. Look, and secondly, I would never hurt my Marfa like that. If she died, perhaps, God forbid, before me, look, I'd probably stay by myself instead of finding someone to replace her.
Wait, so you mean you really wouldn't find someone new if you lost your wife? You really wouldn't replace her with anyone? Okay.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'm not disappointed. I'm just surprised that you don't want to replace your wife, but you are happy to replace your identity with your twin brother. Am I right, Mark?
That is rather impressive, Rachel.
Wow. You know, I wasn't even sure if I was right, even when I called you Mark. And I wasn't actually expecting you to just admit I was right. That was way easier than I would have expected.
Well, was I going to deny it? Since you happen to be the first person to catch me out, I think it shows you really maybe knew and cared for James. Plus, you seem like a nice lady. Maybe even nicer than Martha. So, look, if you need, I will explain everything to reward your intelligence, whatever freak show you want. Although I don't think I need to explain much. Look, you probably researched all of this already, so look, you just need me to explain my role in gymnastics.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you knew about the hit and run already. I'm sure you know that James was with a friend at the time, whom I arranged for him to become friends with overall, just a few months before it happened. Grow close to him, and then supposedly and inescapably trust him and go everywhere with him. James was always too friendly with everyone, more so than I was.
So you got this guy to meet him in some format and spend time with him, become his best friend.
Well, they did everything together up until the end, of course. They left some random pub, Rachel. Look, they didn't have too much to drink, so they were sober enough. So they walked back to their friend's house, potentially
You don't
probing.
even need to finish it. Stop. They crossed an empty road with no one in sight. The guy deliberately dropped something on the road and made sure he was a few steps in front of James before mentioning that he dropped it. And James, of course, being the kind person that he was,
The closest to the wallet.
Offered to turn back to pick it up, leaving you just a few seconds to come speeding along and hit him. And then you kept on driving. And you let the other guy do the panicking and the phoning for an ambulance. He played the scared and worried friend.
Yes. And to also point out, the only form of identification had on him at the time was his wallet. The only problem was he wasn't holding his own wallet. He was holding mine, because I switched them earlier on that day. So they believed him to be me. Police just assumed that a driver was speeding and panicked after hitting someone and, just decided to keep going and hope their actions would never come back to haunt them.
And your actions didn't come back to haunt you, because hit and runs, they're not easy to solve. I guess most of this already. I mean, I knew you were an imposter. I knew James was dead. I now know how you managed it, but I need to know why.
Why? Okay. The same reason why family don't allow each other to do the wrong thing, in case they get hurt. The same reason Edward VIII abdicated in 1936, and the same reasons James insisted that his friend get home okay. Love. James loved him. He was the closest thing he had to a brother. I'm his twin.
Or that's what he thought, at least.
Yes. Yeah, look, and you see, James got all the attention from our parents, from everyone around him, from Martha. We looked extremely identical, conveniently, but we were different. He was more charming than I was, and something like that is annoying. Okay, look, he was the favorite. I'll say it. And yes, I sound like a jealous kid right now. I know, but I felt like one back then. So as you can perhaps put yourself in my shoes, I reacted the way a jealous kid who wants attention may react. Rachel.
And Martha, she meant something to you as well? So at the same time, you got her.
Correct.
And impersonating him, that was no problem. Because, I mean, you're twins and you know what he's like. And you're both completely identical, like you said.
Yes. Yes. I think everything has been explained. You know I am not James. And you know what I did to him. Why I did it to him. How I pulled it off. I don't think there's anything else to explain now, Rachel.
Well, that's all the information I needed, because the entire call has been recorded on my phone. You know, I can't believe you'd be that stupid to just reveal all that to me. I mean, how did you even last this long? You know what? I don't need to know, but I bet the police will.
Clever girl. Clever girl. Not clever enough. We have a problem. I have another job for you to do. I need it done tonight.
Welcome back, Charlie.
Hi.
Hello.
Martha, I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I would really like to apologize for last time. I really don't know what got over me.
What happened last time?
That doesn't matter. Is it just us? James told me you couldn't make it to this one.
Well, unless Rachel turns up late, then I'm guessing we won't be seeing her. Fortunately, though, we do have a new person joining us today, and she's meant to be appearing in just a bit. Actually, here she is now. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gillian. Yes, I am that Gillian, the one who appeared on live coverage of the news last week.
Okay.
Sadly, I didn't have any lines, which is no surprise as they weren't expecting me to be such a big hit. Honestly, all you have to do is wave around a reporter and all the attention's on you. You guys should try it sometime.
If you say so.
You know, you look very familiar, Martina.
It's Martha.
Sorry, Monica. I'm just so all over the place, excited, waiting for my mask back on the news.
Well, I'm sure you can wait for just a bit longer.
So you guys should follow my Twitter account. So when my amazing career begins, you can all hear about it.
Well, that would certainly be nice for you, of course.
Oh my God, I am so sorry. I have to go now. I've got so much to prepare and so much to do. I have to go. Bye.
You know, I was looking at her Twitter and there is a video of her getting in the way.
Well, is she a hit with anyone?
I don't want to read any of the comments out loud. Like, literally, like, none of them are friendly.
Okay. There's no need to read any of them. It's good for her to be happy about who she is.
Even if it makes her an absolute nightmare.
Don't let her bother you. Besides, we have to be kind to everyone here, and I can't leave people out.
Are you okay, Mike?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just, I was speaking to Rachel the other day, not about personal stuff, but because she wanted to use this call to announce something. And well, she's not here now.
Well, that does sound a bit strange.
Also, after she said she'd something to announce, she was in a terrible hurry to leave.
Perhaps she'd somewhere to be, or, you know, something could have just came up and came unavailable.
Yeah, maybe she'll be here next time. Hopefully not when Jillian is here. She probably won't be able to make her announcement then.
Okay, very funny. But let's stop with the bullying behind her back. Yeah, you're both right, I'd say. Maybe something distracted her. I don't know why I'm taking such an interest. I feel like I'm getting too personally involved and that it's unprofessional.
No, it is called being human. Sure, I'm probably not the first psychiatrist who, like, stopped following us for just a brief moment. And sure, like, we're not going to tell anyone.
No, not at all.
Okay, sorry, and thank you.
Hi everyone. Sorry, that was a false alarm. So have you followed my Twitter page and followed it yet?
So, like, it's an attorney general you want, some sort of commissioner goes to ratify, dignify whatever the hell you're trying to execute here. Look, it's fine. It's fine. Have you ever been in a situation like this? It happens consistently. There was exposure. There are civilians. There are bystanders. These things occur. Okay, fine. Look, of course, I was confident she would keep her mouth shut. Well, I'm not going to reveal anything like that. Look, I'm not 100% sure I can shut them up afterwards. Look, plus, it was nice to reveal it all. Look, I've hidden this so long now. And so it was nice to open up to someone. Plus, she was smart, which I respected. You could say she earned my confession. Is that more seductive to you? Okay, right. Look, and actually, can you come onto a Zoom call? So I can speak to both. I set up a Zoom call for both. You'll find. Where's the other one? Hi. It's wonderful to see you both.
I want double the money compared to the last time.
Well, don't worry. Once we're done here, I'll give you triple. Although, considering you hated him before I even met you, I don't know why you're so desperate for money.
What's the point in taking revenge when you can earn some cash alongside it?
And I think I can guess what award I'll be getting.
And you would be guessing correctly. You'd be guessing very correctly. Charlie, where is she?
Don't worry, I've dealt with her. She won't be leaving anytime soon.
That's perfect.
Now, listen, Rachel was not meant to be part of the plan. She was never meant to be involved overall. But as always, I'm always this figure. I am optimistic that there won't be any more problems. So we can move on to the final part of the plan. This is what I need you both to do.
Hello, Martha. Hello, James. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Julian. I'm guessing it's just us then.
Is Rachel not joining us?
I haven't actually seen her in a while.
Oh, well, I hope she's okay.
Yeah, well.
It's nice for Jillian to be on time for one of these calls for once, rather than turn up late.
Well, you're just jealous because I've good reason to come on late, unlike yourself.
Okay, that's it. We have enough problems as it is. I don't have time for anyone's childish bickering.
Mike, what is it? What's wrong?
Where's Rachel? I know I'm worrying too much when it's not part of the job, but I'm not asking as a psychiatrist. I'm asking as a friend.
Like people are busy. Maybe she has stuff happening.
I'm sure she'll appear soon.
I swear, she asked for my permission to announce something the other day, and she honestly sounded very keen to be here, and she actually insisted that Martha be here.
Really? Why did she want me there? She hardly even knows me.
Come on, you fools. It's obvious. She's messing with you all. She's making all of you look like idiots right now.
She could be right. I mean, I'm sure Rachel will appear soon, maybe even today, but, maybe, this thing's not for everyone, and maybe she just got bored of it, maybe she just said she'd be there so you'd feel good about yourself.
Look, I'm not denying that, and she could be right, but I've tried contacting.
I'm sorry. Can you just please give me a minute?
You could be right, but I've tried contacting her in person and there's no response. She's practically disappeared.
No, that's a little strange.
I'd say just give it a day or two and she'll be here again. I still haven't heard from a news broadcast or even film producer. Honestly, they need to hurry up.
Oh, for God's sake, will you ever shut up?
Can you just not please?
What was that?
James? James?
What a fantastic first half. We'll now take a short 10-minute break and return for Act 2. While you're waiting, please donate to MS Ireland. Every kindness helps in the fight against multiple sclerosis.
What happened to me back there? I've never acted like that before. Usually I'm really in control of what I say, but something happened there. I mean, I've met worse people than Gillian. So lashing out. It's extremely unprofessional. This doesn't make any sense. A woman disappears just like that, and then a guy she was taking an interest in apparently gets killed. Maybe there isn't, but there has to be some connection there. Maybe there is. Am I overthinking this? It's not even my business to question it. Twin brother, a hit and run, a friend he was with, and then Rachel's disappearance. And there's something about James. He seemed nice, and he wanted to be friendly with everyone, but I'm still suspicious. He loses his twin brother. A woman takes a huge interest in him. She disappears, and he's not there the first time we notice her absence. And then he's apparently shot. It's all connected somehow. I'm sure of it.
Hello, Mike.
Rachel, hi. You look terrible.
Thank you. Look, I'm sorry for not being around, especially after I had something to tell you.
What did you want to tell me?
It's about James, and it's not good news.
You know, I never said this before because it wasn't my place, but he didn't seem that sad over what happened to his brother. I've spoken to people who were distraught years after they thought they'd lost someone that close. And he just seemed desperate to move on and talk about something else.
Yeah, you're right, he did. What was happening when I wasn't there?
Well, he wasn't there the first time you were absent. And then when he was on again, he didn't seem too concerned. I was more worried than he was, and he'd been kinder to you than me. But I don't know. What's he meant to have done?
So you noticed a person's responses, what they said and didn't say, but you don't know the full truth unless you're told. I mean, you really are a psychiatrist.
Thank you.
Okay, look, I need your help. I'll explain everything.
Oh, Jillian, hello. sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
It's okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay. How is Marfa?
She's very upset. In other words, she doesn't suspect a thing. You know, you could have just gone rid of her.
Look, I was already hiding the truth about James as being another person. Now we have Rachel to hide as well. Look, eliminate Marfa, and that's an additional person. And that, I'm already pushing not just my numbers, but my luck. Look, at least this way we can maintain and move on from these secrets without actually getting the law involved.
You're right. Plus, this means no more sneaking around once you get out of this lockdown. We can actually run away together. It's just, where are you?
Darling, don't worry. I'm safe. I'm safe. No one will find me.
This better work. I've just been so embarrassed lately after I upstaged that lockdown coverage and read all those brutal comments online.
My dear, look, I told you not to look at that. You're obviously going to get upset.
I couldn't help it. I was curious. I just don't understand why I had to do that.
Well, because the real James didn't have any time for people like that. I don't want Marfa believing that you were involved in any of this. Look, she knows the type of person that you were portraying as the sort of person James had no time for. I even told Marfa that you sounded like a pathetic attention seeker. when she told me about you.
Well,
Bluntly.
she hasn't suspected me.
Of course she hasn't. Look, why would she? Look, James and Martha had no time for people like this. Trust me.
Okay, I trust you, and I think Charlie is safe as well.
Yeah, sure, he's fine. Wait, actually, where is Charlie? He's supposed to be here right now.
I don't know, but I'm sure he'll appear soon.
Maybe.
Do you understand?
You mean
Yeah. Mark had this plan for a long time, and he needed an accomplice, so he put your sister in that fatal accident and kept his fingers crossed that she wouldn't actually die. He made sure that none of the evidence would link back to him and claimed that James was responsible and that James didn't deserve to live. He convinced you that James was a horrible man and that Mark himself would betray a kinder James. But little did you know, Mark was lying to you. He was using you, and the actions involving your sister's death were down to him. And he convinced you that it was James. And you believed it, of course. I mean, why would a guy make up lies about his twin brother? Especially something so cruel.
how do you know this?
Oh, believe me, I didn't know any of this until the supposed dead woman told me herself just a few minutes ago.
Well, when we first started out the calls and I saw Mark there, I assumed that it was James. I would have said something, but I decided I would let him realize I was there. He didn't respond at all, even when I spoke, which, I mean, it didn't make any sense because we were extremely close when we knew each other. And James was a person who tried his best to forget his enemies, but made even more effort to remember the good people in his life.
How did Mark not know about you, though? I mean, he knew all the details of James's life so well.
Well, because we met those 6 months that James was abroad and not in the same country as Mark. I mean, that's where we met. He told Mark about me, but Mark never actually met me. Every good person James met, Mark knew about them, except for those 6 months when he met me. And you know, I honestly think we would have stayed together if we hadn't lived so far apart. I mean, that's why I remember him and why he would have remembered me and should have remembered me if he was there on that first call.
And before Mark contacted me, he was speaking to you. You told him you were suspicious of him and that you did some research of the night of the murder?
Yeah, and he just confessed everything, just like that. Because he was so sure he would get away with it, especially with you there. I mean, he's lucky that we're not too far away from each other, so finding me and trying to kill me wouldn't have been too difficult for you.
I can't believe I did that.
Well, you will be in trouble. But you should be thankful you didn't kill Rachel. Otherwise, you'd never even have known the truth.
You're right. Lucky for you, Rachel, I never bothered to check your body again. Escape without me noticing. I really am a fool.
I don't think I need to ask this, but is he really dead?
No, that was just a sound effect. He was faking his own death, and he needed myself and Jillian on the call so he wouldn't be suspected.
Jillian?
A woman who was also on the call. They were having an affair before the lockdown, and they were planning to run away together after.
So he didn't care about Martha.
I'm sure he did care. He just got bored of her.
Isn't it strange how everyone on that call had some form of connection with one another?
I mean, not really. Like, people sign up for this thing. I'll admit myself being there with Mark, that was a coincidence, but he must have asked Charlie and Jillian to be there and pose as ordinary people. He wanted them two there for his fake murder, just in case there weren't many people there.
Wait, so if he was there for his murder plan and two people were there to support him, then that means only two people were interested in this idea.
Look, there's no point feeling bad. Not every idea created is a great one. At least you can feel good about yourself for helping us to deal with Mark.
Suppose you're right. Is there any proof of what Mark's done?
Well, I had recorded the confession on my phone, but
I may have gotten rid of it.
so no.
Well, is there any other evidence we could give? Because all we've got so far are our own claims, and we need actual evidence. I can't believe I'm getting myself so involved. I keep forgetting I'm a psychiatrist.
You can go back to being a psychiatrist once we're done with this. Okay, look, I think I know what to do. But first of all, we need Martha here. She deserves to know everything before we discuss things further.
Okay. Hello, Martha. Need you to join that Zoom link that I sent earlier on. No, this is important. She's very upset. I wasn't sure if she'd say yes. Martha, that was quick.
What is it?
Hello, Martha. There's something important you should know.
And what's more important than the disappearance of my husband?
How about the disappearance of your brother-in-law?
Well, okay, good. You're both here now. Where were you, Charlie?
I'm sorry. I really wasn't feeling well. I had to put my phone on silent because of an awful headache.
Well, you're here now, so what's happening next?
Well, nothing at the moment, and nothing can happen until restrictions ease. Look, I just wanted to get an update from Charlie on how he thinks things are going. Look, it's always nice to have a chat with people you're close to.
There's something I need to know.
Yeah, what?
Was it James who paralyzed my sister, or was it you?
What are you talking about? Why would you think that?
There isn't much more that I need to do, and I've done enough already.
I don't know why you would think that.
That's a horrible accusation to make, Charlie.
You paralyzed my sister, and you convinced me that it was James, so you could use me in your evil plan to kill James and steal his identity.
Charlie, that's enough.
I'm guessing you're aware, doesn't he support him?
Of course I support him. What you're claiming is absolute nonsense.
You didn't have any problem confessing to Rachel, and I killed her for you. I deserve to know.
You're right. Okay, you're right. You do deserve to know. Look, and you're right, it was down to me. Charlie, I didn't specifically choose to harm your sister. I just needed to find someone, so it was basically, will this make you feel better? A random pick.
You monster.
Hey, listen, you made a huge profit out of this, thanks to me. You are living a wonderful life. Plus, your sister isn't actually.
It makes it okay.
Well, Laura, Charlie, okay, look, if you're still not happy, then how about this? From now on, half of what I own will be your life just got even better.
Do you really think telling him was a good idea?
So he did know.
Look, Charlie, as he said, I confessed to Rachel. And I dealt with that. And I can deal with this.
What are you going to do? Kill me?
Charlie, you're my only accomplice other than Jillian. I don't have anyone close to where you are who would kill you. Plus, what good will it do for you? Charlie, look at me. You would still get in trouble for this, whether you were used to it or not. So contacting the police is not a good idea. What is he doing here?
I know everything.
Perfect. Well, Charlie, it looks like I have another job for you.
You don't need to worry about that. Technically, I'm working now, and as you know, nothing that's been said to me leaves this room.
Well, that's nice. That's lovely. But I don't intend to say anything as to why I would trust you. Mike.
Mark, you can trust me. I'm here to listen. You must have been feeling some big things all these years, and it's good to confess how it's all made you feel. Despite what you've done, you're still a human being, and all human beings deserve to forgive themselves. I think you've been sad all this time, and you need to forgive yourself.
Mike. You're right, I do. I should forgive myself.
Good.
But look, I don't forgive myself at all. And I don't need to forgive myself. I am proud of what I have done. You should know among people, everyone out there lives the life they have to live. But no one gets to live the life they want to have. And do they bother to do anything about it? God, look, at least I had the decency to do something. I wanted something, and I went for it. If there's anyone I should be forgiving, it is those who tried to stop me. Rachel attempted it, and look, she's dead. You may be a psychiatrist, Mike, but you think I can take any blatant risk like that? Whether you intend to tell anyone or not. Sorry, Mike, I need Charlie to silence you.
I understand.
Oh, are you done? Myself and Mark have a new life to plan.
Don't worry, my dear. We'll discuss that. We just need to deal with Mike and to stop him from telling Martha or anyone else for that matter. But Mike, what I do want to know is how on earth did you know?
Because I told him and Charlie about it.
Oh my God.
We were on speakerphone and we heard the whole thing. And I've got the whole recording. And unlike Rachel here, I'm going to do something about it. Hello, I'd like to report a man who's committed a number of crimes.
I wouldn't do that.
His name's Mark Wendis.
The police won't be any help, my dear. They don't know where I am.
He's in a motel somewhere in Wales.
He's in a motel in Wales. I don't exactly know where, but you need to stop him from entering or leaving. He's incredibly dangerous. He put a young woman in a wheelchair. He killed his brother, lived his own life, and was responsible for attempted murder. Recently faced his own death.
Charlie. How could you? After all I have given you.
You're right. I will get in trouble for this, but unlike you, I'm a good person who is sorry for the horrible things that I've done and wants to make things right. I'm doing this for James and my sister, and to think that the reason I did it all wasn't for revenge at all. It was for money. I will always hate myself for this, but as a great psychiatrist once told me, I can still do the right thing. Gillian's in Cork and Gillian Adams.
He also had an accomplice, Gillian Adams. She helped fake his own death. She lives in Cork in Ireland.
Cowards.
Mark, I think it's time to give up.
Great. Fine. Look, there's really no escaping now. Okay. I won't be able to run and hide far away from here.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. They're on the way. They're gonna make sure he can't leave. he's trapped.
You can't worm your way out of this, Mark. Not anymore.
Well, I guess you're right. I doubt this compliment will mean anything to any of you, but congratulations. Congratulations to you all. Oh, Martha, tell them I won't try anything funny. But if they want to find me, they will have to look themselves.
Actually, funnily enough, he doesn't tend to run. You should hopefully be able to find him soon.
Anyone want some? Oh wait, of course you can't have any. We're in a lockdown. Oh well, I'm sure you have something of your own to drink or fix. So, friends, cheers. So, what will we talk about while we wait? One for the road.
Okay, I can be heard, can't I, Michaela? Okay. Hi guys. Hi to my cast as well. I will make this quick because I tend to waffle on a lot. But I just want to say a few thank yous to a few people. It's particularly the people. It's mainly the people who you saw credited at the very start, but they deserve the shout out anyway. Well, firstly to the whole cast here, my three protagonists, my three antagonists. It's a half and half mix. You've been a pleasure to work with from the very start. We've had a lot of laughs. So, part of me wishes I'd recorded the Zoom calls just so we'd have like a blooper video thing. But that's unfortunately I did not. That didn't happen. My amazing production team for being able to cope with me for the last while. The amount of pressure I put on Michaela and all she's done, she in particular deserves a shout out to Eula for overseeing everything, Kaylin with her amazing poster, Jonathan for his incredible little speech at the very start, middle, and something at the very end. He's going to be speaking again at the very end. Just a little heads up, just to let you know, and obviously for keeping an eye on us, making sure that Eula was doing her job, of course. Finally, two more people. Have to thank my very good friend, Brona, for helping me in the auditions, of course. And I didn't give her a thank you, but one other person outside the committee and Brona and the cast read the script and was very encouraging, and that was a very good friend of mine called Joy Sherwood. So she was very supportive to me also. She also deserves a shout out. I really hope she's seen this now or that she will see it. I can see Keelan's delighted. That's all I wanted to say. But seriously, but for the audience, thank you all for coming. It meant a lot. The fact that this play has been a part of my life for, I won't say how long. There's no need to say how long it's been, but it's been part of me for a good while now, since starting this year. We'll say that. That's all I'm saying. But no, it's been a pleasure to write. It's been a pleasure to rehearse it with people, to direct and to show it to you. So to the audience, to you guys, the cast, crew, audience, everyone, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.
That's our show. Thank you all for watching. I'd like to take a moment to recognise the contributions of our fantastic cast and crew. This play was written and directed by Ciaran Bell. Its tech was designed and operated by Michaela Sminia. The production was overseen by Eula Loescher, and the posters were designed by Kaylin Reddy. Our incredible cast worked tirelessly under the skilled direction of Ciaran. We're very proud of them and cannot wait to see them on stage again, next time, hopefully in person. I'd like to conclude with an invitation again to donate to MS Ireland. They're a fantastic organisation that provides help and hope to those suffering from multiple sclerosis. You'll find the link below to donate. I've been Jonathan. Thank you for watching.